This ritual has been passed down throughout the centuries. It originates from the British Isles during the Middle Ages, where it was viewed as devil worship by Puritans and a way to protect your home by those who knew that what was really standing in their fields was not the devil. If completed successfully, the ritual will ensure you 1 year of safety, physical, fiscal, and/or mental, depending on your events that occur during it. You will need a house in the countryside, preferably with a field of crops out back. Technically, all that's required is a large backyard, the larger the better, but success has only come from houses in the countryside. A candle. Attempting to use a flashlight, cell phone, or any other electronic source of light will be unsuccessful, causing the light source to flicker and die after only a few seconds. This is why either a candle, an oil lamp, or any sort of non-electric illumination is required. A crucifix. I'll explain that later. A watch or clock to carry around with you. Again, cell phones will not work during this ritual. To begin the ritual, make sure it is late enough for no one around to be outside, and make sure that the sun has set. The being the ritual is based around will not appear if anyone other than the summoner is around to detect its presence. The earliest successful summon was at 9 o'clock. Go out into your yard and whisper 7 times, but who will scare the crows away? While facing the house. On the 7th whisper, you should hear from behind you, "That's not your biggest problem." Walk back to the house without looking back. As soon as you reach the house, get inside and close the door. Now, the ritual begins. Everything in your house that can open has. Take your crucifix into a room with only one door, close the door, and leave it there. That will be your safe room in case the ritual goes wrong. Make sure all the doors, cupboards, cabinets, and whatever else that can open is closed. If he gets into your safe room, you're doomed. Your goal is to close everything that is open before your watch reaches midnight. It sounds easy in description, but think about it. Every bag, every door, every window, every container in your house has just opened. The challenge isn't closing them all. It's remembering them all. As you make your way through your darkened house, you'll notice that out of the corner of your eye, you'll be able to see a man dressed in simple farmer's clothes. His skin is ash gray. Don't look at him. And whatever you do, don't look directly into his eyes. Don't be afraid of him. This is not the man in the fields. He's merely a herald, a referee of sorts, to make sure that you're closing every container. He'll follow you, but he will not get in your way. Make sure not to look out into your backyard. If you do, you will notice that there's a scarecrow that wasn't there before. Its head is a crow's skull, and its limbs are impossibly long versions of a human being's arms and legs. While the skin on them is pale, they're not skeletal. The only thing that's missing is a head. If you fail the ritual or do not reach your safe room in time, he'll take yours. The reason I was telling you not to look at the backyard is that when you notice the scarecrow, he will notice you. You'll then begin to get off of his post. This is the man in the fields. If you don't look at the backyard, don't see the post and the scarecrow, you'll have until midnight to complete the ritual. If you are 100% sure that everything in your house that can be opened has closed, make your way to bed and go to sleep. For exactly 1 year, you'll have complete and total safety in everything you do. depending on when you started the ritual. If you started at 3 hours from midnight, you'll only be completely physically safe. A lot of people have used this to elongate their lives past where they would normally end. People like cancer patients, the elderly. If you started 2 hours from midnight, you'll not only be physically safe, but financially safe for a year. You could quit your job and still never have a need for money. Either you win the lottery, people just feel compelled to give you things for free. However, you'll need to set up a plan for the end of the year, as your safety will wear off, and you will lose all the money that you've won. Make sure to either set up a business or make some smart investments. If you start the ritual 1 hour from midnight, and somehow manage to finish it, which is highly unlikely, you'll be completely and totally safe for 1 year. None of your actions will have any negative consequences. I tell you not to do anything immoral, but if you're going through your entire house in 1 hour and somehow manage to close all the boxes, doors, windows, cupboards, bags, cabinets, and drawers, then you can do whatever you want. If you did look out at the backyard, if you saw the man in the fields, you'll not get any of this. Not even if you finish the ritual. The man in the fields will get down off of his scarecrow post. He'll look at you. He'll begin sprinting. You have a minute at most to get to your safe room. Run inside, lock it tight, double check to see if everything is closed inside. If you don't want him getting in. You have to endure him scratching and clawing at the door, shrieking threats and promises of mercy if you open it. Whatever he says, do not open the door. There's no circumstance in which you should leave your safe room to confront the man in the fields. So good luck. And stay safe. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for watching tonight's video or for listening to tonight's episode of the podcast. And as always, I want to give a very big thank you to everybody who supports me over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/MrCreepyPasta. I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys have been there when I'm struggling like I have over the past year, and it sincerely helps me stay alive. So thank you guys so much for being supporters. That goes for everybody who was down in the description, as well as AcidSystem, BallarmsTheRat, Blake Rattler, Mendoza, Brenna, BrimstonePandemonium, Caltuna, Chainsmoker Dealer, ChicagoHitman, CoryxKenshin, Cronut508, CrusaderChocobo, CursepoxPrimarch, Dakota Best, Poulsen, Dante Kinkade, Kraus, Ellie Hutmire, Enchanted Buns, Estebean, Gemma, HIDive nephew, himbojerry, Hour Minute Seconds Time, Jay Keems, Jedis Pet, Jordan Humble, King Crab, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Old Penguin, Peaceful Buddha, Psychomel, Red Shadowcat, Remember the Sun, Rinku Star, Salty Surprise, Samara Line, Seclude, Simba's Bloody Mojo, Sky Harbor, Smiley the Psychotic, Sullyman, Tali Sue, the Chavez Brothers. Thank you so much. And honestly, thank you to everybody, even those guys that are in there for just $1. It really helps me out. Once again, that's patreon.com/MrCreepyPasta. Or if you guys like to just listen, honestly, that helps me out a lot too. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And sweet dreams.